Welcome back.
Yeah, we're back. We're back. We have not been canceled, and that is impressive.
Yet.
It's impressive. It's a miracle, and we're going to keep going as best we humanly can. Today, on the freaking show, we got Primary Arms. It's like the debut of Primary Arms. A lot of Primary Arms fans out there. I'd say it is a company that has a big fan base and almost like a PSA, where it's like
100%.
cultish type fan base.
Yeah.
Sorry, everyone. Sorry, everyone. But like definitely some diehards out there that rep Primary Arms. I've never had any time on any of their gear, so this is the first time.
Yeah.
This is going to be their new optic. Let me make sure, because it's a complicated name. The SLx 1X Micro Prism. It's a mouthful. We're going to get into it. It is actually a quite interesting optic, so we'll break it down. A couple quick announcements before we get into this ever so fancy optic.
Tell the people what we do.
Look, as you guys know, 1911 Syndicate is a real estate company. We don't need to harp on that because you hear it in every video and you hate our guts for repeating the same pitch every time. But Papa also got to keep the lights on, you know what I mean?
And for you new people, that's what we do.
Yeah, so operate in a lot of different states. If you're in America, we can help you out.
Yep.
Beyond that, we got Patreon, sort of special shout out. Again, not a sponsor, but we just like to mention companies where you start seeing some of their stuff on our channel. A company called Mira Safety. If you see some of the super cool looking gas masks that we've been playing around with, we're gonna be doing a dedicated video on those that will quite possibly be out by the end of the year. But we've been playing with them, a lot of fun. So if you see them, we've got that. We'll have a link below that you guys can go peruse some of that stuff in the video description. Now, that said, so the SLx 1X Micro Prism, new optic from Primary Arms. Not being a novice to Primary Arms, of course, everyone, as they want to do with PSA and everything else. Guys, here's my disclaimer. I'm not an expert on everything on planet Earth. Some of you might be an expert on this, and because I am not, you feel the need to correct me. That's fine. You do whatever makes you happy in life. That said, I've shot this for the past couple months. It is a new optic from Primary Arms. They did have like a Gen 1 version of this that I actually just happened to see, and I can already tell you this is definitely way better than the Gen 1 version. Not that Gen 1 was bad, just the overall housing and everything was totally different, and aesthetically, I'll go ahead and tell you, I think it's a very cool looking optic.
I think so.
It's actually, look,
sorry.
Big guy yawning like as if he's done anything today.
Well, I mean, I woke up, so
he
it's
woke
been a long
up.
day. You son of a bitch, I flew up here, so.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, with a 1 hour time change. So,
get you.
So, here's the best way to think of this, is if this is a little bit of a newer product to you guys. It is essentially a 1X or 1 power scope, okay? It looks like it's a red dot. It's not. It's like a 1X scope. So it's gonna have a hybrid of benefits, pros and cons from red dots and from actual glass scopes, right? So this is in this very interesting niche product category. It even at the back of it, even though you're gonna run it like mostly like you would a red dot, it's even gonna have a diopter like a scope.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so like that's dialed in for my eye right now. So when you were looking through it earlier, it's probably a little bit, not perfect, just because it was set up for my eye.
You're also blind, so actually it was like 3X for me.
Yeah, one eye's not so hot, but the other one is super awesome. So anyway, we'll go ahead and break this down because the reticle is definitely worth talking about. Okay, everyone, let's hit it. Let's talk about the reticle. It's amongst the most interesting things about this optic. Now, as mentioned, it's sort of a hybrid. Imagine some sort of hybrid mutant between a red dot and a scope, and that's kind of what you have on the SLx, right?
Which is funny because it's a mutant name for that reticle.
Yes, yeah. So it's the ACSS Cyclops Gen 2 is the reticle. I'm gonna give you that way in case you wanna go look it up. We'll put up a little image here of what the reticle looks like so that you guys can track with what I'm saying here. So here's what ACSS stands for, Advanced Combined Sighting System. So it's gonna serve as basically a rangefinder and a reticle with holds in it all inside of the reticle. But it's a little confusing until you sort of understand it. So I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna read from notes here just so I don't get it screwed up. So basically you've got a horseshoe with a little chevron in the middle. So the horseshoe, much like an EOTech ring, if you will, is meant for, hey, if we're up close and personal, you know, 25 yards in that range.
Put the ring on, blast away.
Yeah, get that horseshoe on, send it. Like, you're gonna be good and you're gonna be totally fine. And then the chevron is going to be used for more precise shots, longer distance shots, and it actually has like kind of a built-in holding pattern into it. So here's the deal. When you get this, and just a disclaimer, I don't know why I forgot to say this earlier. I don't really know Primary Arms. They don't really know me. We had an email, and then that was it. It was one email.
Oh, cool.
There you go. So
short and sweet, to the point.
Yeah, Battle Arms actually included the optic on the gun as it came out. So Battle Arms is actually the one that threw that optic on there for us. So anyway, I go to Primary Arms, start researching. You will zero this on different distances, at different distances based on your barrel length. So on a 16-inch gun, which is what that's on, you will zero it at 100. Now, it's going to be a stretch with no magnification zeroing a dot at 100.
Yeah, or you can just do the math, like, you know, I zero at a 25-yard range sometimes.
Sure.
For a 50-yard zero, which is an inch and like a quarter lower.
Yeah, 50
so,
and 200, same thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you could do some math, but hey, they say 16-inch AR, zero at 100, 14.5, which this was weird to me. 14.5, you zero at 50, and then basically everything in from that, you zero at 50, which I'm like, man, the difference in 14.5 and 16, I'm surprised that you go from a 50 to a 100-yard zero. I can't make sense of that. Some precision guys can probably chime in and tell us why that is.
Some guys are going to roast us for not knowing that, but hey.
Look, I'm a recreational shooter. Like, you know, like.
Guys get hung up on all those nuanced details, and I'm like, dude, but you don't know how to shoot, so like I don't understand why you're worried about all this.
Talking smack today, everyone.
Just saying.
Talking smack. So here's the deal. The hash marks at the bottom are going to serve as your range finding tool. So basically, here's what you would do with this. Of course, you can run this in conjunction with a magnifier, which would make your life a bit easier in some applications. But basically what you do, the bottom hash mark, you would put at the feet of whatever target it is that you're shooting at, right?
Okay.
So let's just say it was a, you know, you're a military guy and you're using this and you have a target that's at some unknown distance. Put that hash mark, the bottom hash mark, at the foot of your target. If that target, if their head basically goes to the top hash mark, if you look at that ladder, right, they would be at 200 yards. If they are at the next hash mark down, they are at 300 yards. If they're at the next hash mark down from that, they're at 400. So basically the bottom hash is what you put at their feet, and where their height falls is going to tell you what distance they're at. You'll notice that they're also varying widths of the hash marks. So that coincides with a shoulder width male at those distances, right? So the top hash mark is probably going to be wider, I'm assuming, off the top of my head. So you put the bottom on. If that top hash mark, if their head falls within that, cool, they're 200 yards away, their width of that target lines up within that mark, they're going to be basically, you got a slam dunk, you got a 200-meter target at that point. Okay. So look, it does take a second to figure out. I had to really go, okay, let me stop, let me think about this. This is totally different than red dot shooting, right? Which is a lot of what I think both of us do. Yep. And you go, okay, cool. This is a reticle where, much like a scope, you got to think about it. But the cool thing is, it's a very combat-oriented optic because it's meant to be, and then basically you use your chevron for hold. So you would use the top point of the chevron for this distance, and then the bottom, so on, so on. We won't go all into that. So basically, bottom hash marks are for range finding, and then you use the chevron itself for your actual holds. Yeah. You know? Okay. Look, it's pretty clever. Yeah. Like, it's pretty clever. And to give props where props are due, like, hey, look, Primary Arms is not a company that I've shot any of their stuff prior to this. So I don't really, you know, and at a fairly budget entry price point, it's not budget, like Pinty, my my optic supplier for the cheap gun challenges. It's not Pinty level. Pinty Optics.
Oh, shocker.
I went to Pinty Optics because my Pinty Optic from the cheap AR-15 challenge was one of the standout stars, and we all agreed on that, actually.
Oh, yes. Oh,
oh no, that's my optic.
Some sharp edges on that bitch now.
We might need to clean the dot still comes on. But Primary Arms is a relatively budget-friendly, definitely a budget-friendly solution. I'm like, hey, props for props are due, man. That's a very cool reticle design. I believe that is their actual reticle. And of course, if I'm wrong on that, then everyone will yell at me below.
So I'd say the top 4 brightness settings in 100%, you know, daylight. We're out here. We've been out here since 11. The top 4 are perfect for daytime use.
Yeah.
I know some guys, you're supposed to dim it down as much as you can. That's kind of the general rule of thumb for red dots.
Yeah, especially if you're zeroing. Yeah.
Yeah, but I run mine like a little probably brighter than normal.
I run mine pretty damn bright.
And my reason is Phoenix gets clouds 2 days out of the year.
Yeah.
So I'd rather have a little bit overpowered brightness, especially in so much ambient light, you know. So,
Yep.
But I'd say the top 4, good to go.
Completely adequate.
Yeah.
Right. Battery life. So,
Well, real quick too.
Yeah.
They even marked these NV3, NV2, NV1 for night vision. The other ones have no NV or anything, so those are just
the number. Yeah.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah. Like, look, it's well done. That knob is also where, like, you back that out. That's your battery compartment.
Yep.
Actually, speaking of which, good transition. 2032 lithium battery, everyone.
Cool.
So that's a, you know, it's not a household battery, but it's a battery that we all use in optics. So it is a common battery in terms of firearms use. On a medium setting, and that's what they actually have on the site, on a medium setting, I don't know what the medium setting would be considered, but 29,000 hours worth of battery life, which is solid. You know, like that's solid. So we've got that. They do have a power saving mode that'll kick in. I think amongst probably the coolest things about this is that it comes with, hello young man, it comes with the mount.
Oh, okay.
In almost every instance when you buy an optic, maybe not almost every, but in many instances, you're gonna have to go buy a mount.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, what the aim point comes with, hypothetically, you're like, I mean, it'll work, but I'd rather get a scaler works.
I'm getting them out, yeah.
You know, and so that comes with the mount. Here's what's dope. It comes with 8 different mounting heights.
Really?
So it comes with hardware to take that thing to 8 different heights. So you can go like full, and I think even wrote down. So mine, as best I can tell, because again, I did not receive the box and kit and everything for the optic. This is what I received, literally what you're seeing right here. Based on my little bit of research, I'm pretty sure this is at the 1.535 inch mark. I'm pretty sure this is 1.535. And they do have some that go higher, some that go lower. That is about I think about a 1/3 co-witness. Maybe even a true co-witness. I think it's closer to 1/3 though. Anyway, can be run with a magnifier. Can obviously be run in conjunction with backup irons because you've got all the different optic heights. You can pick and choose all that kind of stuff. Hey, look, if we're talking bang for buck again, yo.
It's a pretty good deal.
I got the optic. I get 8 different options for how I want to mount the damn thing. Like, come on, guys. I mean, call it what it is. I'm not a just as gooder. Like, I mean, I'll say it straight up. Like, I like nice shit. Like, there's nothing wrong with saying that. You know, it's like, I like nice shit. Most of my personal stuff is nice. I will 100% plan on buying one of these. Okay? Like, so take that for whatever it's worth. The adjustments in terms of the elevation windage don't need special adjustments. Either a round will do just fine, or if you've got a Phillips screwdriver, will work fine. Pretty much anything's gonna work in that. Flathead, yeah. I mean, like so anyway, easy to adjust.
And they're one MOA clicks, by the way.
Yes, we shall be coming up upon that.
My bad. Sorry.
No, you're good. So they list this on the site, so I take them at their word. They said their durability testing was 7,000 rounds of 308 on a SCAR. Which, hey, if that shit can survive that, props.
Yeah.
Props.
I mean, it's on their website. If that's true, and I'm not saying it's not.
Yeah.
Like, good, cool.
I assume it is.
Yeah.
You know, MSRP, $250.
See, and that's so shocking because with the mounts, like the mounts alone, you think it'd be like at least 3 to 4.
Go buy a Unity mount for your aim points, $200.
$200.
Yeah. So, like, I think it's incredibly good value. I really do. And it's the kind of thing that if I go, I see a place where pros, cons. Let me just kind of give you some of my thoughts here. I think it makes a lot of sense for a shit hits the fan optic. Do you know why I'm saying that? I'm just curious if you kind of get where I'm going with this.
I mean, in my head, if it can withstand the abuse that they say, it would be because of your holds that are built into it.
I think that, but I think it's also the ability of, the truth is I can do virtually everything I need to do with a red dot.
Yeah.
Now the problem with that is, of course, we got to go down prepper territory here, everyone. But like batteries burning out and shit like that, EMP, whatever. Go down whatever fantasy you want to go down, right? So I got a reticle.
Yeah.
So unlike an LPVO where I've got eye relief and all kinds of crazy shit that I got to work with, I go, look, I've got all the benefits of a red dot and all the benefits of, maybe not all the benefits of a red dot, but you get where I'm going.
Yeah. Yeah.
With the benefit of a scope, which is I have an etched in reticle, so if that battery ever dies on me, all good, man. I still got an optic.
Or an EMP.
Yeah. And I've got holds, I've got a ranging device, I've got all like, I mean, doesn't it kind of start to make sense?
A little bit.
Shit hits the fan off.
Yeah, yeah.
Like it really does. The durability is, of course, the big wild card. And I'm not saying at all what the 7,000 rounds to the SCAR, whatever, that's awesome. I'm just saying, hey, look, this is not my gun, it's not my optic, and I don't have permission to just start slinging this shit against a tree and see how it does. Like, I'm not in a position to do that to someone else's gear. Also,
let's be fair. This is a newer optic, but when we're asked about that, like, well, why don't you guys torture stuff or throw stuff down, there's a million other channels that do that. So it's like, I mean, we're beating a dead horse.
Go watch Aaron Cowan if you want that. Aaron Cowan's got, I mean,
his drop tests, I mean, all of it,
you guys know Aaron Cowan. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, but like, go watch some torturous gun shit over there, and it's very helpful.
Yeah.
Right? Aaron does phenomenal reviews. Another pro, phenomenal eye relief. So you can, I mean, you can literally hold that thing like a damn pistol out here, and you've still got a reticle, and you can bring that thing all the way up to your eye, and you're still good to go. So the eye relief is insanely forgiving. Got a dog that's just rummaging around a hillside right now, everyone. The value is there. All the mount, the hardware, all that kind of stuff. The reticle makes a lot of sense. The brightness of the red dot makes a lot of sense. I would say the cons, literally the only one that I've really been able to find is that it's one MOA clicks. Yeah. It's one MOA adjustments, and I think, hey, if we're going to start...
But that's why it's 0 to 100. That's why they use one MOA clicks.
Yeah, but they also tell you depending on the barrel length to 0 at 50.
Correct.
So, you know, I'm just saying, hey, why not just do kind of industry standard half MOA clicks? Because that can be more precise.
True.
You know, it's like,
I'll give you that.
Hey, I'd rather my dot not move, or my hold move 1 inch at 100 yards on every click.
Cool.
I'd rather get half. But that's relatively nitpicky shit. I don't think it's hyper nitpicky. I think that's a little bit of miss on the part of Primary Arms, but I do think, hey, look, all in all, I'm into it. Yeah. I'm into it. It was a pleasant surprise. It was nothing that we had planned on doing a review on. It literally is what I requested from Battle Arms. Please send an optic on this so I don't have to keep getting optics for all these review guns and shit that comes in. And they sent it with that, and I was like, well, this is a pleasant surprise, and damn it, we're going to do a video on it. So props for that. That's kind of what I have to say. I don't know if he has anything to add, so we'll just...
No? Anything, Finn?
Okay, yeah, okay. So that's kind of his 2 cents. You guys do whatever you want with that knowledge. And that's what I got.
Yeah, I think for me, like, just wrapping it up, if I could, you know, put some more time on it, maybe get one to abuse a little bit more, you know. But also, like, at the price point with the modularity of the mounts and all that stuff, like, you're getting pretty good bang for your buck. So, you know, if it can withstand that abuse, good bang for your buck. Normal batteries that we all have, if you run an aim point or something like that, good battery life. I mean, there's a lot of pros to this little optic, man.
Yep. So Micro Prism. So,
yeah. Pleasantly surprised.
Have a fantastic day. I don't know what day this is. I'm gonna take a wild card guess that this video will be out on a Tuesday, because I try to think ahead. I think this is a Tuesday release. Tell me if I'm right down in the comments. So we thank you for tuning in. Myself, Shrek, and the dog, and
Donkey.
we'll see you guys next time.
Take care. Okay. In 10 seconds or less.
You want one?
Let's send it.
Crispy ain't got nothing today.
Let me look. It's been a minute.
Let me look.
Fucking youth.
Chill, bruh. Chill, bruh.
In 10 seconds, answer me this. Would you rather give Finn a body-length mohawk or bleach his entire fur?
Mohawk.
Why are we talking? Okay, I have a question. In 10 seconds or less, answer me this, motherfucker. Why are we talking about animal abuse on my channel? Fuck you. I'm not doing any of that shit to my dog. You're fired. Get your goddamn skateboard, skate back to Salt Lake. Fuck you. I'm going home.
If it were my choice, neither, because he looks perfect the way he is.
Goddamn right he does.
We're gonna have to cut that out anyways, because you said animal abuse in it. That'll get flagged by the algorithm.
No. No, it won't.